Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast, and I've got to say I'm delighted. I've been wanting to interview this man since met you. I saw you in Vegas in Wilder Fury 2, the Schmo. How are you, the Schmo?
Hey, the Schmo can't complain, and Eddie, your accent, the Schmo loves it. You make the Schmo look like he's pretty bad over here, man. How do we get an accent like that?
I thought you want to try a Scottish accent, Schmo?
Now, we could try.
On you go.
All right, this is the Schmo right here. We're talking Jake Paul Woodley. I don't know if this is British. I don't know if this is Australian. I don't even know.
Hey, listen, I'll do me. Listen, you're here, Cleveland, fight week, Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. Give me your thoughts.
Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. You got the problem child. He's 3-0. You got Tyron Woodley, the 5-time UFC champion. Definitely the steepest competition that we see Jake Paul facing. And listen, if he gets the victory here, he's going to silence a lot of people and a lot of people that have been doubting him. I think that, look, this is the legitimate victory that he could have on his career that can take him to a different place if he gets the W.
Listen, we're from the UK. We've got an interest in Tommy Fury being on this undercard. Tommy Fury, I mean, he's probably sick and tired of being the younger brother of Tyson Fury, but can we look into this as put 2 and 2 together, Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul next, if they both win?
Listen, Tommy Fury's got an opportunity to really put on a show here. Obviously, he's expected to win this fight. The Schmo's expecting him to take care of business. He's 6-0. He's called out a Jake Paul. Jake Paul, he hasn't fought those traditional boxers. Tommy Fury, living in the shadow a little bit, would you say, in the boxing world of the great Tyson Fury. But listen, we're talking about following here. This guy, Tommy Fury, is the closest thing in social media following on this fight card to a Jake Paul. He's got the lure there. The Schmo's going to say this right here, right now. The first real boxer that Jake Paul faces will be Tommy Fury.
What's your thoughts on that fight then? If it's in the UK, will the Schmo make his UK debut?
100%. If that fight's in the UK, the Schmo will make his UK debut right there. But Jake Paul's got to get through Tyron Woodley first. Tommy Fury doesn't just have to win. He's got to look impressive in the victory too. The stars got a line to make that fight happen.
The Schmo and the Pro, you are a boxing fan. What are your thoughts on these MMA guys and the boxing guys, this crossover of two different sports? What's your thoughts?
It's all about the moolah, baby. It's all about the money. Why is it always, though, that it's the MMA fighters going into boxing? Unless you're Clarissa Shields. Shout out to the GWOAT, Clarissa Shields, because she's doing the boxing and the MMA. She's doing them both simultaneously, doing them both at the same time. But the Schmo thinks it's great for combat sports because, listen, we're getting the casual fans now getting involved with this, too. And MMA fighters, man, obviously striking's just one component of the MMA game. It's not everything, but everyone's calling these the same sports. It's different. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, he went to play baseball. He played AA Birmingham. He wasn't on the White Sox organization. They're two different sports. The Schmo doesn't understand why people are looking at MMA and boxing in that same light, the same type of sport. They're two different sports.
Jake Paul, I mean, he's a character. I love it when I see the Schmo and these guys together, man. It's a great impact. When you interview these guys, man, and you get that buzz, that feel, man, what's it like for you?
The Schmo is in heaven. Jake Paul and the Schmo, match made in heaven in terms of personalities, right? The Schmo's there to get the best out of the athletes. But when you got a Jake Paul who's savvy in social media, who gets it, the Schmo's there to inform and entertain. The more these guys talk, the more the Schmo can get amped, can bring the energy, always going to bring the energy, but it makes the Schmo's life so much easier. And what better event than a Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley type of event, an MMA and a boxing type crossover for the Schmo to be a part of?
I'm going to get your thoughts on it then. You were there, Wilder Fury 2. Give me your thoughts on Fury Wilder 3.
Deontay Wilder. Man, listen, if you're looking at this fight from just a casual standpoint, and you watch how Deontay Wilder lost in that second fight, the switch that turned on the later rounds from Fury Wilder 1, that Fury realized, look, I got to come forward. I got to put the pressure on this guy. Make Wilder fight off the back foot. He realized something. When has Deontay Wilder looked like that in fights that we saw in Fury Wilder 2? What adjustments is the biggest question can Wilder make in the time off from that defeat to this? It's not like he's got a tune-up fight. This is the first competition he's got going back. So if you're Tyson Fury, of course you're going to have all the competition in the world. But look at the storylines here. Obviously, the fight's been delayed. We got to push it to October. We had COVID situation in the camp of Tyson Fury. The Schmo cannot wait to see what happens and how Deontay Wilder will handle the fight week, because we saw how he handled the press conference. How will he handle the fight week, especially with the second underlying story here?
The Schmo, Yeah, I got to say, I love you, man. I love you when I see you in Vegas. I love watching your interviews. You got a message for the UK guys out there, the UK fight fans out there? Are the Schmo ever going to come to the UK, and you got a message for them?
The Schmo absolutely loves the UK. Shout out to all you guys out there. You guys are passionate, riled up fans. You guys get liquored up. You love your sports. You know your sports, your accent. You make the Schmo's accent look like crap because you guys are beautiful sounding people. Thank you.
No, thank you, Schmo. Thank you so much, and let's go get some pastries.
Oh, let's do it. Hey, the Schmo's on a diet, but screw it. It's fight week.